Hello dear students, today I would like to give information about the 9 types of intelligence, the subject of which is Introduction to the Linguistics. Let's get it started. Why are some children better at sports, others better at math, and others better at painting, reading, or playing an instrument? The answer seems simple and full of meaning, because each child has his or her own motivations and talents, which he or she develops at his or her own pace and in a way that is different from others. Each child evolves with his or her own needs. Thus, a child who does not show interest in language, for example, might have great ability in the field of mathematics and special intelligence. So, there are in this infographic, there are given the types of intelligences. Now, the first one is special. The second one is naturalist. The third one is musical. The next one is logical mathematical. The next one is existential. The next one is interpersonal. The next one is bodily kinesthetic. The next one is linguistics. And the last one is intrapersonal. Now let's analyze each of them. The first one is naturalist intelligence. Naturalist intelligence designed the human ability to discriminate among living things, plants, animals, as well as sensitivity to other features of the natural world, clouds, rock configurations. This ability was clearly of value in our evolutionary past as hunters, gatherers, and farmers. It continues to be central in such roles as botanist or chef. It is also speculated that much of our consumer society exploits the naturalist intelligences, which can be mobilized in the discrimination among cars, sneakers, kind of makeup, and the like. So, the next intelligence is musical intelligence. Musical intelligence is the capacity to discern patterns, rhyme, timbre, and tone. This intelligence enables us to recognize, create, reproduce, and reflect on music, as demonstrated by composers, conductors, musicians, vocalists, and sensitive listeners. Interestingly, there is often an effective connection between music and the emotions, and mathematical and musical intelligences may share common thinking processes. Young adults with this kind of intelligence are usually singing or drumming to themselves. They are usually quite aware of sounds others may miss. So those who have musical intelligence, they are good at musical instruments, and this kind of, if we take any kind of profession, these kind of mostly become composers, conductors, musicians, vocalists, and listeners. So the next intelligence is logical mathematical intelligence. So, logical mathematical intelligence is the ability to calculate, quantify, consider propositions and hypotheses, and carry out complete mathematical operations. It enables us to perceive relationships and connections and to use abstract symbolic thought, sequential reasoning skills, and inductive and deductive thinking patterns. Logical intelligence is usually well developed in mathematicians, scientists, and detectives. Young adults with lots of logical intelligence are interested in patterns, categories, and relationships. They are drawn to arithmetic problems, strategy games, and experiments. So when this, as I mentioned here, those who have logical mathematical intelligence, they are good at math, and they can categorize, they can calculate, they can find the correct results to different kind of mathematical formulas, and they are it is logical mathematical intelligence is the ability of to do mathematical operations and to do hypotheses on mathematical formulas. So the next intelligence is existential intelligence. Sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence, such as the meaning of life, why we die, and how did we get here. And this kind of intelligence, mostly when we give an example to a profession of to this intelligence, they become mostly like those who are interested in yoga, and those who know psychology of people, psychologists, I mean, they have this kind of intelligence, and they try to find answers to the questions like why do we live in this earth, or what is the meaning of the life. They try to find the answers to these kind of questions. And mostly also writers also become writers, I mean, who write different kind of encyclopedias, who write about different kind of information about life, about death, and etc. They are good, they have this kind of existential intelligence. So the next one is interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is the ability to understand and interact effectively with others. It involves effective verbal and non-verbal communication, the ability to know distinctions among others, sensitivity to the moods and temperaments of others, and the ability to entertain multiple perspectives. Teachers, social workers, actors, and politicians all exhibit interpersonal intelligence. Young adults with this kind of intelligence are leaders among their peers, are good at communicating, and seem to understand others' feelings and motives. So those who have this kind of interpersonal intelligence, they are sociable. They try to understand the others better. And when you talk with this kind of person, it is very interesting to talk with this kind of person, and they are sensitive and they understand the others better, and they try to solve the problem of each person, because they are they try to understand the inner world of people, and they can communicate verbal and non-verbal. It means they can understand people emotionally, emotions of people. They can also, when they talk with someone, they can calm people. They can also to help to people to solve their problems and etc. And mostly teachers and social workers, actors, politicians, they have this kind of interpersonal intelligence. So the next one is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Okay, bodily kinesthetic intelligence is the capacity to manipulate objects and use a variety of physical skills. This intelligence also involves a sense of timing and the perfection of skills through mind-body union. Athletes, dancers, surgeons, and craftspeople exhibit well-developed bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So these kind of people, they are movable. They don't stay in one place. They are very active. They have good physical skills. That's why they can't stay in one place. And the example of this, we can give example of this intelligence, like athletes, they have good kinesthetic intelligence, and dancers, they have bodily kinesthetic intelligence, surgeons also, and craftspeople, because they are always they are always active, and they like to do this kind of physical skills, and they have this kind of physical skills. So the next one is linguistic intelligence, which is the most important skill in language learning. Linguistic intelligence is the ability to think in words and the use language to express and appreciate complex meanings. Linguistic intelligence allows us to understand the order and meaning of words and to apply metalinguistic skills to reflect on our use of language. Linguistic intelligence is the most widely shared human competence and is evident in poets, novelists, journalists, and effective public speakers. Young adults with this kind of intelligence enjoy writing, reading, telling stories, or doing crossword puzzles. So those who have linguistic intelligence, they are able to learn different kinds of languages because they understand the language better. They know all the rules of the language, all the grammatical rules of the language better. They use language effectively. They know what to say, how to say, where to say, and they have these kind of metalinguistic skills. That's why mostly journalists, politicians, and public speakers, novelists, they have this kind of ability because they can, when you listen, for example, if it's about public speaker, when you listen to them, when you watch on TV the program where any public speaker makes a speech, it will be interesting for you because they can make you to interest in the sphere of their speech. Also, journalists, they have this kind of linguistic intelligence, and they those who want to become a journalist, they should know all these features of the language, and only those who have this kind of intelligence, they can become a good journalist. So when it comes about poets and novelists, of course, they write a perfect piece of writing, and after reading their novels and after reading their poems, you will it really affects on your mood, and because they know how to use the words in a proper way. So the next intelligence is interpersonal intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is the capacity to understand oneself and one's thoughts and feelings, and to use such knowledge in planning and directioning one's life. Interpersonal intelligence involves not only an appreciation of the self, but also of the human condition. It is evident in psychologists, spiritual leaders, and philosophers. These young adults may be shy. They are very aware of their own feelings and are self-motivated. So those who have intrapersonal intelligence, they have good knowledge of understanding people. They can understand people. They can understand the thoughts and feelings of people. But when they are young, they are mostly those who are now. When you see young people or children, if they are shy, it means they are intrapersonal. They are they have interpersonal intelligence, and you should. They need individual approach. You should teach them individually, because they don't share their feelings and thoughts. They are introverted, and but they are self-motivated. So the last intelligence is spatial intelligence. Spatial intelligence is the ability to think in 3 dimensions. Core capacities include mental imagery, spatial reasoning, image manipulation, graphic and artistic skills, and an active imagination. Sailors, pilots, sculptors, painters, and architects all exhibit spatial intelligence. Young adults with this kind of intelligence may be fascinated with maze or jigsaw puzzles, or spend free time drawing or daydreaming. So why do we need this kind of, why should we know about these kind of intelligences? What is the connection of this kind of intelligences with language learning or with introduction to the linguistics? First of all, when it comes to language teaching, the teachers should pay attention to each of the learner, because each of the learner has its own intelligence. So those who have bodily kinesthetic intelligence, they like movement. It means during the lessons you should do several activities which require movement. Or if there is in your class, if you have interpersonal, if you have the learner with interpersonal intelligence, these kind of people, they need, you should work with this kind of learner individually, because they are shy and they can't express their feelings among others. That's why you should work with this kind of people individually. Now, according these intelligences, these types of intelligences, you should work with all the students individually. That's why we should know about these all types of intelligences. So it was the last of this lesson, and I think it was informative for you, because you could get information about all types of intelligences. Thank you for your attention. The lesson is over.